Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is the Global Community for Adult Survivors of Complex Trauma. And if you are an adult and you have experienced complex trauma, either in childhood or adulthood, then this is a place for you to come every single week and hang out with us. And sometimes when I'm traveling, it's a hard thing for me to have Wi-Fi and be able to show up on as consistently as I would like to. Like last week, I had some issues with Wi-Fi, but I'm staying with a friend right now, and my Wi-Fi is good. And so I'm very happy to be here with you all. And we're going to be talking tonight about social anxiety and shame. And I am actually going to try to pull up the chat box so that I can sit with you and see you in the chat box. So one moment while I do that. And then I'll be able to say hello to each and every one of you. So it's Monday, May 27th, 2019. If you're watching this on a replay, I want you to know that I'm so excited that we have a texting platform now where you can receive free texts. We're getting ready to relaunch this. We did a small beta group, beta tested it. And if you go and you sign up on our website, cptsdfoundation.org. It's free. There's no catch or anything. You can sign up, or you can just simply text CPTSD to 555-888, and you'll receive, when we do launch it officially, because we tested it for about a week, and there were a lot of you, I think 100 of you that were in our group where we tested it, and maybe it wasn't quite 100 of you, maybe it was more than 100 of you. I can't remember the exact number, but if that's you and you helped us to test the software and the texting platform, thank you. Thank you for helping us do that so that we can offer more free resources to complex trauma survivors like you. And so that's why I have the screen share up here to talk about that, and just to let you guys know that we will be launching it again soon. But we did just run a test on it, and you are still able to sign up for it. And when we do start it over again and we actually launch it to the public, not just a beta group, like a small group of people, then you'll be included in that. So thank you for helping us test that out. And I hope that if you are looking to receive one text a day, every day, for free, that you'll go ahead and you'll sign up. And that would be awesome. And tell somebody you know who might be struggling with complex trauma, healing from complex trauma, that they can too, be a part of that and be able to take part in that and receive those encouraging text messages. I know for me, I've been traveling for the last 10 days, or today's day 11 actually, and I was in kind of some pretty sticky situations, on the mainland with some very toxic people. And a couple days I received the text that was part of the test group, I was part of the beta test group. And it was exactly what I needed in that moment. It was just some simple quote or some reminder for me to not give up, or, just reminding me that, everything that I went through is real and it matters, and, whatever. It was just something that it was exactly what I needed in that moment. So I was sort of on the receiving end of all the things that we provide through the foundation, and it was just super awesome. So if that's something that you think you might like, then cool. And if not, that's okay too. I'll still be here on YouTube every single week, every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. And let's see. Let me see. Over 5 years now. So, or right around 5 years. So, but I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm going to try to see if I can pull up the chat box so that I can see you. 1 second here. Let me see. youtube.com/CPTSD chat. I hope this works. Hey, it says live now. Awesome. What I would like to do, if it's possible, is I want to find out if you all can still hear me. So I'm going to type in the chat box right now. Can you still hear me? Because I had it on mute. And I just want to know if you can all still hear me. Ooh, yay. Oh, I'm so happy. Awesome. Okay, so I want to say hello to everybody who's here and just say thank you for being here. So hello to John Harvey, and I don't get to see all of you. Like, if I don't mention you and you're here, then pop over in the chat box and say hi if you want to say hi. And if you don't, that's okay too. So hello to John Harvey. Hello to Be Anything. Hello to Jeffrey Sherman and Angela and Shauna, or maybe it's Shanna. I might say it wrong. Hello to Broken Childhood and Nicole B. and Poppy, the amazing Poppy. Hello, Guayanas. And hello to Hunter. What's up, recovery buddy? Hello to James, the Reviver. So good to see all of you. Hey, Malta, what's up? Hello, Lynn. So happy to see you. Hello to Shannon. Hello to Miss Vi. I don't think you know. Vi says the texts are awesome. Question: if we already signed up for the beta testing, will we need to sign up again when it launches? No, you will not. No, 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 you will not. You will already be there. So awesome. Thank you. If you were part of the beta test, then thank you, Miss Vi. Like, you do not need to re-sign up. You're already there. You're already signed up. So hello to Tabby Ba. And hello to Kira. And hello to Lexi. Lexi Bloom. Hello to Betty Boop. And hello to Nexus and Ashley. Welcome, welcome, Ashley Jensen. It's her first time here. I'm so happy you're here. We do this every week. We've been doing this every week for about 5 years. And basically, I just hang out here with you for 30 to 60 minutes. And I say hi and I answer your questions about anything complex trauma related. Today, the discussion is about social anxiety and shame. And if I didn't say hello to you, then it's because I didn't see you and I'm so sorry. Hello, Sharon. So happy to see you. And I'm really excited, you guys, because complex trauma is something that is recognized internationally. It's recognized in other countries, but it's not recognized as a legitimate diagnosis in the United States. And that is a hard thing to kind of get past and overcome and deal with sometimes. There are some trauma-informed therapists that will, acknowledge that complex trauma is a thing, especially if they understand attachment trauma and attachment disorder, or if they understand PTSD and then the similarities and the differences between PTSD and complex PTSD. And, but not every therapist does. Hello to Pixie Painter. I didn't see you there. Hello, hello. And hello to anyone else I didn't mention by name. Hello to Sharon Hazel. Sharon Hazel says, hi, everyone. This is my first time here live. This topic is so important. Oh, I'm so happy you've chosen to be here live with us. We've been doing this for about 5 years now, and we talk about different topics every single week, and I'm so glad you chose to be here. So the reason I picked the topic of social anxiety is I've been traveling. Hello, Kelly Jelly. So happy to see you. Many of you know that I'm traveling. I'm on the mainland, and I have been off work for 10 straight days, and I was able to be fully present with my kids at their prospective college graduation ceremonies and festivities. And it was absolutely magical and amazing and life changing and so, so, so special. And I'm just beyond grateful that I was afforded the opportunity to travel and be here. And I'm just so grateful that while I'm traveling, that I'm able to like have an internet connection, and that it's like, I don't know, like I got to like, here I am traveling, and yet I have the ability to work, like location independence. Location independence is so such a gift, right? Um, and so I don't know, like I thought the topic of complex trauma, which is why we're all here, is because we all recognize that we're living with symptoms of CPTSD. And then we bring into the mix social anxiety, which I'm here traveling. And so there are a lot of social engagements, right? And I have tremendous social anxiety. And then there's the shame component, which feeds my social anxiety. And so I'm going to go like all Brene Brown up in this place for just a minute. I'm going to channel my very best Brene Brown for just a moment, because Brene Brown is like a hero of mine, because it's mainly because of her work on shame research that I'm even able to show up on YouTube and talk about shame and not be laughed out of the room and basically, discredited and sort of mocked. Because shame is a thing and we all experience it. And when you have shame about whether it's body dysmorphia, or your body image shame, or you have shame about your voice or the way you talk or the way you show up in social situations, or interacting with other people, or small talk, or just interacting, outside of certain circles that you're used to, or leaving your house, or whatever it might be, there is an element of shame that plays into social anxiety. And I just wanted to share a win with you guys, if I may, on this topic. And I want to just let you know that whatever you're experiencing around the topic of social anxiety, whatever you're anxious about, whatever it is that you are nervous about, as it pertains to being social with others, whether it's leaving your house, going to the bank, going to Target, going food shopping, going to run some errands, going to pick up a friend from the airport, picking up your kids from school, taking them to extracurricular activities, meeting up with your husband for dinner after work, or your spouse or your partner or your wife, or whoever it is that you're meeting up with friends. Perhaps it's just managing your finances that causes you a lot of stress, and so that trickles down and it causes you to be nervous about going to the bank. And then you find yourself feeling very anxious, and from like a social anxiety perspective. Or maybe it's church. Maybe you're fine and you don't find yourself anxious in social situations until you go to church. And like, it's interesting for us to be able to sit and look at all of the different facets, right? Or maybe your social anxiety shows up when you go to the gym, or you're afraid to go out and go for a walk because of what people might think of you, or what will they think of my body if I'm out walking and everything's jiggling, and what will they think if I go to the gym and they'll be like, wow, what's wrong with her? She should have been to the gym 10 years ago. Like maybe it's, or like Miss Vi says it's airports. Like for her, it's flying, for me, you guys. For me, what I want to share with you is that I was so anxious about attending my son's college graduation because I knew I was going to be seeing some toxic people. I knew that I was going to be seeing some people who had been very abusive or neglectful or toxic or unkind to me throughout some time in my life. And I was very nervous that that would affect the way I showed up for my child. I was afraid that I might dissociate my way through the whole thing and not be fully present for my son. I was afraid. And then what about the graduation party? I was hosting the graduation party, and I knew that there were going to be people there that were not necessarily people that I would choose to spend a lot of time with, but this wasn't about me. This trip is not about me. This trip is about my son, and it's about my son's wife and all of their academic accomplishments and lifelong dreams. And it's so difficult. So I knew I was going to be seeing people who had been my main abusers and other people who were enablers and also abusive and toxic in my life. I also knew that there were going to be opportunities for me to be in social situations with people that I didn't know very well, like my like my daughter-in-law's family, and I'm still getting to know them, and I really want them to like me, and I want them to accept me as family. And so I'm nervous because growing up, I was told by my family that I'm really annoying and that my voice is really like nails on chalkboard and horrible, and they hate my voice and they can't stand my personality, and that I'm very annoying, and that I don't talk about anything interesting, and that everything that comes out of my mouth is just drivel. It's just pointless. And so I have all these voices in my head as I'm trying to show up for these academic accomplishments, these commencement ceremonies, and these parent day at the college, and showing up for my daughter-in-law as she receives her doctorate in veterinary medicine, a dream that she's had since she was 3 years old. 26 years of her life she's dreamed of the day that she would receive her doctorate, and that she would be a doctor of veterinary medicine, that she would be a veterinarian. And I was able to be fully present, support them in all of their academic accomplishments, show up at their graduation festivities and commencement ceremonies and parent night and parent day and all the things, and drive and pick, do the thing, and host the party, and what about cake, and what about food, and get to the restaurant, and what about flowers and leis, and you give flower leis to those who graduate. And there were just so many moving parts. And it was so, 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 so anxiety inducing for me for so many different reasons that I was just so terrified. And typically I have body image issues, and I just found one outfit that I felt comfortable in, and I wore it the whole time I was there. Every event I attended, I wore the exact same outfit. And interestingly, I got compliments on it every single time. And finally I made a joke, and I was like, well, that's funny, because this is the fourth time you've seen me in this outfit, ha ha ha, or whatever. But you guys, I had shame around that. I had shame about wearing the same outfit 4 times. I had to drive an hour and 10 minutes each way to get to a dry cleaner's who would clean my outfit for me same day, so that it would be fresh and clean, and it wouldn't. First, I was worried about smelling, and not because I'm not clean and bathed, but because when you wear the same outfit so many times and it's a dry clean only type outfit, like I was very concerned, right? So it's all these different moving parts. It's all these different things, and it is very shame inducing. It caused me a lot of anxiety, and social situations are difficult for many complex trauma survivors. All those things I mentioned in about 10 minutes ago in the beginning of the broadcast about going to church or going to the gym or going to the coffee shop or going to Target or going food shopping or going and just all these different things, and meeting up with friends or meeting up with my husband, like all these things are very, 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 very anxiety inducing for me, because they involve social engagement. They involve me needing to have discussions with people and show up in a way that is social and like try to fit in, right? Because I've always felt like I just kind of don't fit in. Like there's like, that element of like I feel very other than. So I just want you guys to know that it's okay for you to feel, right? It's okay for you to feel the fear, and it's wonderful to be able to do the thing that you're nervous about anyway, even though you feel the fear. But if you can't for some reason, like if you're not able to show up for the graduation commencement ceremony, or you're not able to show up to the parent night, or you're not able to show up to the party, or you're not able to go food shopping or go to the gym or go to the bank or meet up with friends or go meet up with your spouse or your partner, if you're not able to do those things all the time because of whether it's body shame or messages from your childhood, and just ways that you've been plagued with these inner critic voices, and you feel very different than other people, you feel very other than, you feel like you just don't fit in, or you feel awkward, or like I'm extremely socially awkward, very socially awkward. And when I say that, I don't say that like to put myself down and be hard on myself, right? I'm just being honest. The only time I'm not extremely socially awkward is is when I go out of my way to be show myself friendly and to be kind to other people, and to notice something like, "Oh, you changed your hair," or "Oh, I like your outfit," or "Wonderful, I'm so happy that you chose to be here tonight. Thank you so much for attending," or "Wow, I haven't seen you in, gosh, what's it been, like 15 years? It's wonderful to see you." And as long as I can like find a way to find a connecting point, then I'm not as socially awkward. But I am tremendously socially awkward, and I make people visibly uncomfortable when I am just me and just authentically myself. So if that's you, I just want you to know that like it comes from a place of shame. You were either told through words, actions, or withholding of love that perhaps you weren't good enough or you were not enough in some way. And I want you to know that it's okay. Like, it's totally okay. It's okay to feel like you don't fit in. It's okay to feel other than. Just know that you fit in here. Just know that even if you go to all these other places, whether it's airports or the gym or food shopping or the bank or meeting up with friends or your partner or whomever it might be, or just showing up at your kid's school, or going for walks, or you're afraid that people are going to body shame you and think that you shouldn't be exercising. Like, what was wrong with you? Why are you the size that you are? You should have started exercising 10 years ago. Like, that's something that's like, I definitely experienced that. But I want you to know that like the level of shame that we live in that triggers social anxiety, you are not alone. Like, it's a thing. And you can be a part of communities that help you know that you're not alone. You can read, different blog posts and different books that will help you feel less awkward, or feel less shame, or show up in a way that doesn't feel unsafe to you. Sometimes we feel very awkward socially because we feel unsafe in our bodies, you know um, like sometimes we feel very unsafe. Like, if I wear certain outfits that I feel are not cut high enough up, like in my décolleté or like up towards my neck, like if it's like lower cut, I feel extremely uh, awkward and uncomfortable in my body, like I'm trying to be very provocative or something, even though I'm not. Or if something doesn't fit me correctly or shows certain curves of my body, I feel very, 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 very shameful about the shape of my body and about the curves of my body. And, I can fake it all day long and be like, yep, like I'm a curvy girl, and, all the right junk in all the right places, or whatever, like Megan Trainor says, or, got too much junk in the trunk, or like got the J-Lo or whatever. Like, I can pretend that I'm like totally fine, but if we're all being real here, like just between me, you, and the other 38 or 39 of us that are here live right now, and the other hundreds that are going to, watch this, like a lot of my shame and my social awkwardness and my social anxiety comes from body image issues. And it is something that's very difficult to overcome. But if your social anxiety comes from a different area of shame, shame about your voice, which is one that I have. Like, again, I was told that my voice was very annoying and my voice was like nails on chalkboard, and that I did not know how to talk, and that all the things that came out of my mouth were drivel or pointless or boring or dumb, and that I sounded like I lacked intelligence and that I didn't know what I was talking about. And it's one of those things that, many times when people are struggling with social anxiety or shame around being socially um, awkward, it comes from somewhere. And it helps if we think back to like where we first learned those messages and who taught us those messages about ourselves, and then consider the source and then look for ways to disprove their hypothesis. Look for times like right now, I'm telling you that I do feel extremely socially anxious, and I do feel like I feel shame around certain like body image, stories or what have you. But what I have to do is I'm looking for ways to disprove that hypothesis. Those people who were shaming me, those people who were planting those messages. I need to find proof that people are not all thinking that my voice is annoying like nails on a chalkboard, or that my body is gross and disgusting and awkwardly shaped and or and so forth. Like, I need to remember all the moments that you guys, my family, my friendly family of choice, you all have told me like, oh, Athena, you know I've seen pictures of you, and your body's not weird, and your body is not awkward, and your body is not an odd size or shape, and you look just like a lot of other people I know, and you don't look other than, and I like your shape, and I like your size, and you're such a good hugger, and I like sitting across from you having coffee with you, and you know I love your whole package, everything. Like, your voice isn't annoying. Like, I like your voice, and you know you guys see past those things that cause me to feel so socially anxious and shame filled, right? So let's say you are nervous about going to the gym. Let's say you're nervous about going to the bank, or to going to go food shopping or Target, or go, meet up with friends, or take your kids to school or whatever. Think of the reasons why, and then think of things that are opposite of that. Like, whatever message you're telling yourself, let's find ways to disprove whatever it is that's causing us to feel the shame, right? So I need to find memories and moments that I feel comfortable in my body. And I need to find moments and memories of when I was told that, my appearance doesn't matter, and that that perhaps I have friends or people that love me in spite of or regardless of, or it wouldn't matter what my body was shaped like or what my voice was like, that they love me anyway. And they appreciate what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. And it's like, it's such a hard thing sometimes. It's such a hard thing to really believe the good. But I want to challenge each and every one of us. I want to challenge each and every one of us to find one good thing to remember, or one good thing to believe about ourselves between now and next Monday when I come back. Because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log off right now, and I'm going to drive to go meet up and have dinner with my son and his wife, because it's the last time I'm going to see them until I don't know when. I mean, I might see them next year. I might see them at the end of this year, or probably next year, but they're moving to San Antonio, because she's a veterinarian in the Army. And then after they live in San Antonio, they're moving to a different Army base somewhere else in the United States. So it's I'm excited to go drive and visit and have dinner with them, and I love being here with you all as well. So between now and next Monday, which is when I will see you, let's see what the date is going to be next Monday. It will be June 3rd. It'll be next Monday, June 3rd, that we will meet back up again. And I want to challenge you to try to find one good thing to believe about yourself that is contrary to that shaming voice that goes on in your head. And whatever it is that's causing you to be socially anxious, whatever the story is that you're telling yourself, whatever the message is that you're buying into, I want you to find something opposite and something good. And then next week we'll come back and we'll talk about it. And I can't wait. It's very exciting when we find ways to disprove the shame, and tackle the shame and not believe the lies, right? So I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for being my family, my friendly family of choice. And I will be back here this coming Monday, June 3rd, and every single Monday thereafter, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm super duper duper grateful that we got an opportunity to spend a half an hour together. And I'm going to go hang out with my son and my daughter-in-law now. So be extra kind and gentle with you tonight and for the rest of the week. And then next week we'll come back, and if I forget for some reason that we're going to be talking about this same topic, please remind me, okay? I can't wait to see you all Monday, June 3rd, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm still going to be traveling, so we're going to pray for Wi-Fi and take excellent care of yourselves between now and then. I love each of you guys so much. Bye, everybody.